I didn't even realize it. Number one is I was taking way too much olive oil every single day. I didn't realize, I knew this a little bit, but it wasn't sticking. I think because like when you look at olive oil and you take a teaspoon or a tablespoon, you're just like, well, it's just a tablespoon. So like when I swallow it, I barely feel it, right? Like it's a tablespoon. 1 tablespoon on average is 120 calories. So if you're putting 2 tablespoons, even 3 tablespoons sometimes for me, because I love olive oil and I make my own dressing, I'll just like take some olive oil, take some salt, pepper, lemon, lime, maybe some garlic powder and like avocado and like grind it up. And it's like this really super tasty dressing. But I mean, when you think about that, like if I were to do 2 tablespoons and then also do avocado, which is usually like around 100 calories as well, depending on, you know, how much you put in there, that's a 300 calorie dressing for 1 serving. Just 1 serving is 300 calories. So I didn't realize, like, because I would be like, you know, I really feel like I have this pretty dialed in. I feel like I've been in the game for a long time. I feel like I'm pretty self-aware of the foods that I'm eating. And yeah, the foods that I was eating have been healthy, but they're high in calorie, even if they're healthy. So also too, another thing that I was intaking too much of is it kind of aligns with the oil, but butter. So again, I would take like some butter and I'd be like, it's fine. I'm going to go work out. It's just a, you know, just a little cube. That cube, when I was measuring it out, would be on average 100 to 120 calories. So just know, if you're somebody that loves butter and you're trying to really take yourself to the next level, these little things, like these moments of like 1 to 2 to 3 scoops of something can really be what's holding you back and you didn't even realize it. Because even with me, I'm like, wow, I've been able to stay at like 137 really comfortably. And usually around this time of year, I hover around 139 to 141 in my weight in pounds. But I've been like comfortably staying at 137. And so I really think that it's been because I've been doing the, you know, paying attention to my oil intake, my butter intake. Number 3, the next thing I was taking too much of is fruit. Fruit is so bomb. Like I will never, any diet, anyone out there, this is just my personal opinion, any nutritionist or any professional food expert that wants to try to help you lose weight and they tell you to cut out fruit, it like literally just doesn't make sense. Like it grows from the ground. Why should we not be like, it just doesn't, we've been eating it for millennia. Like it just doesn't make sense. So fruit will never not be in my diet. Grapes, pineapples, apples, everything, kiwi, strawberries. Oh, mango is my favorite, right? Like, but I was eating too much fruit and not burning enough calories to accommodate the amount of fruit. Okay, so if I were to have, like, let's just say I had a bowl of grapes, and then later on I would have a mango, right? And then maybe with breakfast, so let's just say even with breakfast I had an apple. So I had an apple in the middle of the day, I had some grapes, and then later on in the day I had some mango after dinner. Okay, well, that's like, you know, 200 to 300 calories in fruit, and then there's not really a lot of protein. So again, you might say, okay, that's fine, but if you're not calorie counting, that could be what is pushing you over the edge, right? That could be what's pushing you over the edge. So I learned, like, with my calorie counting and really logging everything, I didn't really understand how much. It's not like it's like so much, like it's not as much as the olive oil and the butter, but it's enough of an amount where, like, if you're having a ton of fruit and then you're not going on like an hour walk, or you're not burning 500 calories a day with your exercising, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, it's just not gonna translate.
So, so yeah, let's see. What else? Other things that I was doing to, hold on really quick. Let me think. Other things that I was doing to, like that I realized that I was overeating and overtaking is, gosh, what else was it? I'm trying to think. What else? I would say, I mean, man, those are like the three main things that were like more like shocking and surprising to me. Trying to like think of my, you know, oatmeal's another one. Like, I think I was doing a pretty decent job of my oatmeal intake, but I was overeating it. I was overeating on my oatmeal, and didn't really realize it. Like, I was having, you know, 200 to 300 calories of protein, or of my oatmeal. 200 to 300, maybe even 400 sometimes. And like, it just was too much. It was too much oatmeal, and I wasn't burning enough calories. And that's another thing too, is if you are not tracking your calorie intake, then you don't really realize these things. Like, so you could be like, well, I'm eating fruit, I'm eating oatmeal, I'm eating proteins, I'm eating vegetables, you know, I'm having healthy fats, right? But if you're having 2,500 to 3,000 calories of those kinds of foods, those whole foods, then, and you're only maybe burning, like, you look down at your phone and you're maybe burning, I don't know, 200 calories a day, 300 calories a day, just from like normal walking. Maybe if you work out, maybe you burn 200. You'd be surprised too. Like, while I've had a ring, like the calorie counting ring that I actually misplaced, so I actually need to get another one. But when you do that, you realize how much you don't burn. Like, an hour of walking will, and if you're at a pace of 3.0, that's like a pretty fast walk. Like, you're like getting it in with the walk. Might burn you 110 calories, 120 calories. Like, it's not much. It's kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy. So that's another thing, is like the oatmeals and like grains and nuts and things like that. That's another one. So you know what I was doing, you guys? In the fat department, I was having healthy fats, but I was overeating the healthy fat. So I was overeating avocado, overeating on nuts. And especially with me being plant-based, right? Like, I get a lot of my protein from nuts. So I'm like, okay, well, at least I'm getting my protein. But wasn't realizing that I was having 3 to 4 to 5 servings a day of nuts, which is like 700 or 800 calories just in nuts. And then because they're small and, like, you know, you grab a handful, pop them in your mouth, grab a handful, pop them in your mouth, because of like the nature of like how they are perceived to look and feel and be, it seems like you're not eating very much, right? Because you're not taking, it's interesting how the brain works. Like, because you're not taking like a spoonful and like eating something, it's almost like we don't count it as a dinner, but you could be eating more calories in a snack of having nuts, a bag of nuts, than eating a dinner, believe it or not. So that, I've really scaled back on my taking a lot of nuts in. And if I do, then I make sure to incorporate it. So right now, my goal is to burn 300 calories when I go to the gym right now. So I'm going to do some weight training, and then I'm going to also do walking on incline after. And it's my goal to burn at least 300 calories. And, you know, if I didn't have that food scale, you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So that's like another big thing, is like having a food scale really does make a difference, because we just assume things just they're just not that many calories because of like the small amount that we can fit in our hand, but it's like 300 calories. Another thing that I was doing is, so some things that are positives, like some things that I learned, you can basically eat a huge amount and it'll barely break 100 calories, is vegetables. So if you really want to lose the weight and you're just like, gosh, I just feel like I'm so hungry. I feel like I'm so hungry on these meal plans, or I feel like, you know, if I have like a smaller portion of my fat and my protein, I'm just still hungry. Well, what you can do is really load up on the vegetables, and it'll help you feel a little bit more satiated. So, and one thing that I did was always make sure to have spinach. I really found that I really love sauteed spinach. And I'll throw some onion in there, like sauteed spinach and onion, and with like a bunch of seasonings has kind of been like my little go-to with like just having something really tasty and satiating. I always make sure to have Brussels sprouts. Another thing I always make sure to have is bok choy. I really love bok choy, and bok choy has a lot of water in it, so that'll also like keep you hydrated. Bok choy, I always make sure to have, of course, broccoli. So all your favorite, like pick your top 5 favorite vegetables and always make sure to have them in your refrigerator, always on hand. And then if you just saute them up, I mean, they taste pretty good. Another thing that I also found, which was not like it's decent in calories. It's decent in calories for the amount, is sweet potato. Sweet potato and regular like red potatoes have been like a really, really good thing to incorporate in feeling satiated, but you can eat too much, right? So again, it's all down to like having one serving size per meal. If you're, sometimes like we think that we're having a meal, like a lunch, but we're really eating 2 serving sizes of that particular thing. Like, so for example, 2 serving sizes of sweet potato in one eating, you know, just during lunch. And so we're like, well, we just had lunch, right? But you had 2 to 3 servings of something in one lunch. So you can have 2 to 3 to 4 servings of olive oil. Like if you go to, like, let's just say you go to lunch out to eat somewhere and you're like, oh, I'm going to get a salad, right? And you're like, well, it's healthy. You know, I'm watching my, the foods that I'm eating, and you feel good. You feel confident. But then like after a month, you just notice that you're not seeing really a budge. You're like, huh, okay, I'm not really seeing anything. Change. Well, the salad, when you put the dressing on from whatever restaurant, it probably had 3 servings of olive oil in it, right? But so they give it to you in like a pretty decent amount, right? A pretty decent amount, you know, like this. And you go ahead and take it, you slather it all over your salad. You're like, ooh, this is about to be so good. Yum, yum, yum. Well, you just had 300 calories of just dressing alone. And then if you have croutons on it, that's another 100 to 200 calories. So just between croutons and dressing, it's 500 calories. Just between those 2 things. And then depending on what else you have on it, right? So, you know, again, it's like you don't want to like limit yourself with these things and limit your life. But once you find and kind of just make tweaks here and there, like okay, I don't need to have the whole dressing, I'm just going to have half because I know that this is just like too much in calories. Unless you're going to go do like a 2-hour workout. And if you're really about that life, then yeah, eat on that level. But that's why, like, when I was a professional dancer, when I was in college, I ate a ton. Like I didn't know what a calorie, I don't even think I knew what a calorie was. I don't think I understand what that was, because I would have three practices, and we would have our games that we would perform at every weekend. And then it was indoor football. It was arena football. So those games are 3 hours long. You know, so I'm dancing for 3 hours, standing on my feet for 3 hours. So I was like, you know, all of us would be drenched in sweat, like, you know what I mean? So we were burning so many calories that like it didn't matter that I was eating whatever. I would have pizza, Taco Bell, like I ate whatever I want, whatever time of the day I wanted, like, and I would have a shredded 6-pack, shredded. So now that's not my lifestyle. So I know, okay, well, I'm not going to be burning 700 calories a day like I was when I was in college. So let's be realistic here, right? So you can still have your favorite things, but it's just the amount that you're gonna have to scale back on if you want to be on the journey of really like cracking the code and really, figuring out how to lose weight. I also, my exact formula on how I've been able to stay pretty well in shape heading into my 40s. I'll be 40 in less than a year. So about 9 months, I'll be 40. So I've been able to stay in pretty solid shape due to what I've done in my ebook. So you're going to want to get down in my description and get my ebook on the exact formula that I've done. And I've done it for 10 years. Other women have done it. Read the reviews for yourself. It's excellent. So summer's right around the corner. You have enough time to be able to lose 5 to 10 pounds and really just feel more confident when you're in your bathing suit or whatever this summer. You don't have to feel like you have to sit it out, or, not take your shirt off, or, have to wear outfits that you don't really like because you feel like you just can't fit anything. I'm telling you, get down on the description and get my ebook on exactly what I've done. But now where I'm at and trying to lose 6 pounds of fat and gain 3 pounds of muscle, this is a whole nother level that I'm at now of like, I'm fine with how I look, but now I'm just like doing the small tweak to like now kind of look into the athletic realm, which I've never really cared to look like I'm an athlete. I've just wanted to feel confident in my body. And like, if I get some 6-packs, yeah, bring it on, but now I have the skills and the knowledge and the experience now to like just step it up. And so when I got this body scan, it really motivated me to do that. So that's why I've been measuring all my food. Now, I wouldn't say that, I don't think it should be, I don't know, maybe my opinion may change, but I don't think it's sustainable in the sense of like, are you really going to bring a scale around with you everywhere? I've actually contemplated bringing my scale with me. Like, that's how serious I am. But in general, it's like if you're on vacation or at a family event, like, you're not going to break out your scale. Now, I could see if you were going to do that because you were about to compete and everybody's like, yeah, bring your scale out, we'll help you, But like in general, like, you're not bringing your scale to measure your food. And then still, you'd have to ask for every ingredient that was put in the casserole, and then somehow figure out, now that it's all mixed up, somehow still figure out how much of each ingredient is in that one serving that you just scooped. Like, it's not going to work, right? So when you're on this journey, some other things that you want to keep in mind is that it does kind of give you a reality of, maybe you might have to sit a couple of events out, or maybe you might have to go to a couple of events already having eaten, or you go to a couple of events where, maybe you eat a little bit before you get there, and then when you get there, you're just going to have a very small amount. And again, if you want to lose the weight, and this is for any age, this is for any age. Any age can do this, cut back on the oil, cut back on the avocado, cut back on eating so much fruit in one sitting unless you're going to do a heavy workout. Really making sure you're paying attention to your protein. So protein has also been an ongoing kind of endless battle with the fact that, like, sometimes when you're more of a plant-based person, you're not going to get in all of your protein. It just is what it is. So that's been kind of a challenge. But my go-to for protein these days is chickpeas, any kind of bean, lentils, chickpeas, the garbanzo beans, black beans, pinto beans, any kind of bean. Spinach has a decent amount for a vegetable. Spinach actually has some protein in it. I do get my protein from there's a fire truck, so you got to get over, but then they turned off their lights, so I guess we can continue to go. It is so interesting. It's Saturday in LA, and oh wow, accidents suck. Wow. there's like no traffic right now. It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to not have any traffic. But you know, nuts, I think the number one thing is oil and nuts for me. Oil and nuts have been why I have been like plateauing all the time. So it's been nice to uncover that. It has not been fun to measure my food. And sometimes like I have stuff I got to do, right? Like I got content to edit. I got content to post. I'm an affiliate marketer. You know, I want to get to the gym. I don't really, all the measuring and taking it out, that my next round of like the next level I'm trying to unlock for myself is really just taking the time to spend 4 hours to meal prep for the whole week. Because if you don't meal prep, it does bite away at your time if you're just doing it in the moment. So now I understand why people meal prep, because it's just too much. Like you take out the scale, you know, you want to hurry up and eat your lunch so you can get back to doing what you got to do, but you got to take out the scale, measure every single thing. It's just time consuming. It's just too time consuming. So that's my next level. For some reason, I have not been motivated to really meal prep for more than a day or two, but my next challenge for May and for June is to really get in the habit of meal prepping. And my personal meal preps will be pretty easy, of like black rice, some kind of bean, and vegetable. Black rice, some kind of bean, vegetable. Brown rice, some kind of bean, some kind of vegetable. Just keeping it really simple and easy. It can get challenging when you want to vary it up every single day. That's why people get tired of meal prepping, because so there's levels. I'm really uncovering and understanding that as you get in the game of meal prepping, it's easier to start off with kind of making the same thing for every day. But then you know that as being human beings, we get bored. We just do. We like variety. So then I'm sure I'll figure out some other fun tasting meals to like vary it up. But for now, the varying will be in the fact that it'll be different kinds of rice and different kinds of beans. So there's that. Also another thing, what else was it? Oh, the liquid that you're drinking. I love coconut water. Absolutely love it. It is a lot in calories. So if you have a coconut water throughout the day, or 2 or 3 coconut waters a day, that's like 150 calories per drink. So you can end up drinking around 450 calories of just coconut water. And for me, on the days that I don't work out, I'm supposed to only eat 1,350 calories. So if I have coconut water throughout the day, that's 450 calories. So that's a third of my intake for the day. It just coconut water. So again, you could be saying, well, I cut back on soda. So what's going on? I'm not taking Pepsis and Cokes anymore. I'm cut down on the sugar, and I'm drinking, coconut water and, healthier kind of like tasty drinks like that, electrolyte kind of drinks like that. But then you're not realizing that you're loading up in calories. So again, if you're going to have, now what coconut water would actually be really good to drink if you're going to go to a theme park for the day, or you're going to go to a hike, like a 3-hour hike, and you want to make sure you're continuing to replenish with electrolytes, that would be a good excuse to have coconut water. But outside of that, 1 serving of coconut water is going to run you anywhere from 150 to 170 calories, depending on the brand. And, again, you might want to skip out on that if you're trying to just really lose the weight and try to really figure it out. You might want to just only drink water. And I know that is hard, but there's like the 0 calorie, like flavor things that flavor packets you can get that have electrolytes in it. So, during this journey, you can actually take that to where it's no calories, and, you're staying hydrated throughout the day. But yeah, if you want to kind of save, you can still have coffee, but you can't put anything in it other than like a little bit of stevia. That's it. No creamer, no nothing like that. Another thing is, it's not too bad, But I think it's another thing worth highlighting is coconut waters, or I'm sorry, coconut milk, almond milk, oat milk, any kind of milk can run you a lot of calories if you're drinking it throughout the day. So for me, I just kind of give myself a treat with having almond milk that I make with my own milk maker in the daytime. And then I will only have, after 12, I won't have any drinks will not have any calories in it. I'll just have, oh, that's another thing, honey. So I love tea. Honey, one good serving of honey is going to run you 60 calories for one scoop. So someone might be like, well, that's like not a big deal. And I agree. It's worth it for me. I love my honey. So I would rather incorporate my honey into my calories for the day rather than just not having the calories. But again, you're going to be hungry. So like on the days where I'm only having 1,300 calories, you know, that's really expensive. Honey gets really expensive on those days. That's how I kind of think about it now. Like, is it worth it to have the honey? You know, I have to really like weigh that out. So, I'm learning a lot about food. It's been also helping me because I do measure there's been a couple of days where I just wasn't able to measure, but because I've been measuring so much, my eye is getting used to like, okay, this is going to be roughly this amount. This is going to be roughly this amount. And I always overestimate to kind of like, you know, just make sure I'm covering all bases. So like if I'm out at an event or like I'm out all day or, you know, I went to a family event and I kind of just had to eyeball some stuff. And I think I did a pretty decent job because I came back, when I went to Sacramento for some family events, when I came back to LA, I didn't gain any weight. So I was like, okay, I was doing a pretty decent job with eyeballing. And I made sure to overplay with my nieces and nephews to kind of burn any extra calories. So you kind of want to think about it like that too. Like when people are like, well, I'm a parent and things like that, you know, take the time instead of doom scrolling on your phone while your kids are playing, you know, do 30 minutes of literally playing with your kids. There's something that I do with my niece and nephew. It's called Dance Party. They're obsessed with it. Like if you, my niece, she's only 1.5. And if she can say a couple words here and there, but when you say dance party, she goes crazy. Like you'd say, want to do dance party? She's like, yeah. She knows exactly what it is, and it's on YouTube, and it's an hour long, and it's like these little like characters, and they're like doing all these like cute little dances. And so I'll do it. I'll actually be interacting and singing the songs and getting up and jumping off the couches and stuff like that with them to like burn my calorie, you know, at least 200 to 300 calories. Instead of just sitting back and watching them play. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to go to the gym. I don't want to sacrifice not burning calories, but I also want to spend time with them. So let me just like get out of my, you know, let me just not be lazy and just dance around with them. So all those little moments add up to like having an overall balanced, healthy lifestyle. It's like, it can get overwhelming. Like I got to go to the gym and I got to go in the steam room and I got to count my calories and I got to make sure I'm doing my meditation, my prayer, like it's just so much. So when you kind of like layer things together, it takes the edge off of it feeling like this is, in order to be healthy, it can feel like it's just so overwhelming. So it does take the edge off. What are some things that you guys have noticed, like in your journey, some things that you realized that were really high in calorie but you didn't know? Oh, another alternative, let me know in the comments, by the way, but an alternative to the oil is getting the spray oil. That has been a game changer. The spray oil, you spray, that's only 10 calories as opposed to one serving of olive oil, which is 120 calories, right? So you could do like 3 or 4 sprays. You could do like 6 sprays and that's like 20 calories, right? And you can spray it around the whole pan, you know, nice and even. And the way that it disperses, it's nice and even. Now, you know, if you want to really fry something up, no, you're not going to be able to use spray oil. But if you just want to saute something up real quick and you just don't want, you know, like what I do is my chickpeas, I just like to kind of season them up, saute them up. And I don't necessarily need the extra virgin olive oil. Like I don't need extra of it, right? Like it's nice because I kind of like when it's like like a drizzle, like it almost turns into like a sauce when you season it up. But I can kind of sacrifice it being a sauce and just use a spray. And yeah, when I pour it into my plate, I don't have that like extra juicy tastiness of like the seasoned oil. But I mean, again, when you're on this journey, it's like a sacrifice I'm willing to do. And you don't have to do it every day, you know, maybe just on the weekends, maybe have real olive oil. And then during the week, Monday through Friday, you just use a spray oil. Like there's little ways you can kind of like make this not such a torturous experience, you know, if you are trying to lose weight. So what else? Also too, if you're on the video, been on for a while, make sure to like the video. Tap in with the community. It supports the community, the wonderful Embody Pursuit community that we have here. My course is dropping. You're not going to want to miss out on this. If you want to make an extra $1,000 a week, literally I do it. Like it's, you guys know I've been in the game for a while. Watch, if you're new to my channel, watch all my other videos. I have like hundreds and hundreds of videos of me talking about this stuff. So get on my playlist. But you're going to want to get this course if you're ready to actually unlock some extra funds for yourself realistically. So get down in the description, click the free gift that I have to offer. It's the first link. There's going to be a percentage off of the course that I'm offering when you click the link, okay, and sign up. So it's free. You don't have to like pay anything to get the code. You actually also get a sneak peek of what's going to be in it. Now you could take that list, the sneak peek list, and go create your own digital products on yourself. The main reason I made the course is to cut down the time and I wanted to enhance the ease for you guys. But if you're like, you know what, I'm not really in a rush, I'll do it on my own, then get the sneak peek, and then you'll have the list of what I've done, and then you can do your research and create your own digital products on your own. And it's a win-win, right, for everybody. So just click the link in the top, click the top link in the description. Another thing is too, coffee. Speaking of cream, coffee, all that, it'll hold you back. It'll hold you back. I love coconut cream. I've been falling in love with coconut cream. Getting pure coconut cream and then putting stevia and honey in it and making my own creamer. Oh my gosh. You guys, like literally, it's so good. It is just so good. It's so good. Really quick, I always see, I'm not going to say what group of people it is, but I always see this particular group of people walking around with their families, and they're just walking all the time. And I think that is just so great because, you know, usually it's easy to just sit in the house and be on technology, but they're usually out, like just enjoying and like being out in the air. It's a gloomy day today in LA, but that's okay. I still am like, I'm going to the gym. Every time it's gloomy, I told myself, I reframed the way that I look at gloominess. I'm like, that means I need to go extra hard in the gym, like really get it in the gym. Cause I love when it's sunny. I do. I love when it's sunny. You just feel so motivated and like you can take over the world. But, when it's gloomy, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do like Rocky style, put my hoodie on and like really get it in. So that means it's going to be one of those kind of days. So any other things that any ideas that you guys have about food that you've eaten, that has just been crazy. Also too, guys, this is completely not related, but the whole Diddy trial, has anyone been watching that or keeping up with that? It's been kind of like when I kind of want to just like not think. I've been watching, I really like the way Melanie King has been covering it. There's just everyone's covering it, right? Every influencer that's in that space, every blogger, every news outlet is covering it, every podcast. So I've just decided to only pay attention to like one or two, and I only watch one one 20-minute, and I just kind of like, oh wow, like that's insane. Just to kind of stay updated. And it's just, it is a very like, it's so bizarre and so wild and so out of this world, the stuff that you hear went on, that you can't help but like want to hear it, because it's just so bizarre. It's just so, there's so many levels and so many layers to the whole thing. But has anyone been watching that? But yeah, tap in with Melanie. I really like the way that she has been covering it. She's just straight to the point. She does her research. She breaks it down really well. And she's funny too. So there's a lot of really good ones out there actually, but that's just, it's too many. Keep watching, because there's just, everybody's covering it. So I decided to pick a couple vloggers. But for the people that are still on, any questions about anything with health, fitness, mindfulness, maybe even in general, any questions, I will be able to park shortly here, so I'll be able to answer a couple questions. Also too, I have really juicy content, really valuable content behind my memberships. So if you want to support the channel, but also get access to top tier information, over the last 5 years, I put a lot of content, 2, 3, 4 hour live streams that are behind the memberships now. I believe it's $5.99 a month to get access to that information. If you love hearing these kinds of live streams, I mean, there's live streams where I'm going in doing live life coaching in the moment. So if you want to get access to those videos, make sure to become a member. It's very easy to become a member. Just go to my homepage and click the button. You could become a member. Check out what's in there. You could always unsubscribe whenever you want to. That's what I do like about it. You can unsubscribe if it's not something that you necessarily need. But definitely, if you want endless access, there's also other benefits. Your any comments or questions get pushed up to the very top, so you get first access to me being able to answer any questions if you really want me to see a comment. So tap in with that for the memberships. But that is what is going on. Do I want to park? Where do I want to park? Yeah, I'll just park over here. I was hoping it was going to be a sunny day. What are they giving out? What I love about Saturdays and Sundays in LA is that there's always like some kind of pop-up something going on, like a pop-up little like brand with their clothes, pop-up food. You know, sometimes they're giving stuff away for like little freebies. Who doesn't love a good freebie? Farmers markets in LA are really good for that. They will give a lot of, let's see, what are they doing over here? The Valley of Change. Oh, okay. I think they're packaging up, it looks like they're packaging up hygiene items. And I'm not sure if they're going to give them to the homeless, I think. Or maybe you can drop off. I'm gonna actually ask them what they're doing. It looks pretty cool. Today is going to be a beautiful day. Beautiful, constructive day. I'm going to, what do you guys got going on today? I'm going to clean. I'm going to go to the gym and clean. That's like all I'm doing today. I really need to get, I've been getting so many, this is a blessing. So this is how I view it, because it really is, it's just such a blessing from God. I've been getting a lot of samples coming in from TikTok sellers. So I've been getting a lot of really great free products that I'm super excited to talk about, and products that I would actually use. But I've just been getting like so much that I need to like restructure the way that I'm organizing all this stuff. It's kind of getting a little bit too much. So I need to reorganize that. so yeah, that's pretty much going to be my day. Also too, I noticed that when I'm on this horizontal mode, that when I'm on horizontal mode, not as many people tap in because I'm not like in the shorts feed. So, which is kind of cool. Like I just like I like how it looks better when it's horizontal. So I'm gonna go back and forth. The reason why I've been doing horizontal right now is because the way that the phone, my phone holder, car holder is, it's not working with me right now. So I need to get another one, and I just am like, oh, I just need to order one on Amazon because I don't want to go in, park. How spoiled are we now? Like, on days that I'm off, I'm never really off because I'm an entrepreneur, but on days that I choose to be off, then I like going into like Whole Foods and really taking my time and like looking at everything and, you know, all of that. But on days when I got stuff to do, I don't have time to go to the store or go to Target or go to Walmart, find parking, walk in there, you know, search around the aisles, see which one, you know, is going to work, stand in line. It's just like, it seems like we've just been spoiled. For me, at least, I'm really spoiled with the fact that you can order stuff right to your door or just Amazon it to your door. I love it. I love it. So I still like to explore here and there, but it's only when I'm not in a time crunch. If I'm in a time crunch, going to the store and things like that really like just irk me. I'm like, I don't have time for this. So, are they leaving? I think they are leaving. Okay. Oh, maybe they're not. Are they leaving? Oh, they're not leaving. So let's see. Finding parking in LA is a whole journey in itself, especially if you want free parking. I've been in LA for so long that, I mean, I could pay $25 for parking, but I'm going to the gym. Like, I don't want to pay to go to the gym. Those like little annoying fees here and there, I don't care to purchase. And I've just figured out all the free spots, but so is everybody else. Everybody else has also figured out all the free places to park. So that's why they're all taken up right now. But I think I'll be able to find parking. It is a journey. It is a journey. I think I am gonna get a cappuccino because I'm just craving it. And that's another thing with this journey. If I'm just like craving something and I want it, I'm just gonna have it, and then I just reconfigure the way that I'm gonna eat around something that I really want. And that's been helping. That's why I've been able to stay in the 137 pounds. Now I'm supposed to get to 132. So I'm 5 pounds away from 132, according to my body scan that I got for my ideal weight, to like be more in the athlete looking mode. Let's see, 2-hour parking. I want the free full parking. There's this one whole area where everybody's figured out where you could park here for as long as you want. Nope, for free. But everybody's parked in it. Everybody's figured out the secret area for the parking. Usually I'm able to find one, but maybe because it's Saturday. There is the 2-hour parking. Maybe I'll just do 2-hour. Oh, they got that spot? Oh, it's still 2-hour. I mean, if I'm going to do the 2-hour parking, I might as well just park under the garage and just get, you know. Because there's 2-hour free parking. But, like, I might stay a little longer. Like, I don't like being restricted. That's just part of my personality, I think. I don't like being inside of a restricted constraint, like holding me down. Like, I don't like that. I may only stay for 2 hours. I may only stay for 2 hours, but I still like the option of being able to stay for like 2.5 or 3 hours and not have to think about it. I like the freedom of that. I'm also kind of debating, what should I do? Should I go to the gym right now, or should I just go on a walking hike? Is that doing too much right now? If I don't find parking in the next, because now even the 2 hour parking, I think it's because it's Saturday, but even the 2 hour parking is like, it seems to be all taken as well. Oh, there's a spot, but I can't fit in that. So I'm kind of like, should I just go? But it's like, it's not, you know what it is? I think if it was sunny outside, I think I'd be more excited to walk around outside. I can fit here. I can fit here. Get a little bit. You guys are on my journey with me of finding. That should be a whole channel in itself. Trying to find parking in Los Angeles County is like a whole thing in itself. I don't really like this spot though. I'll see. Any questions? Hello, hello, welcome. Just reading your guys' comments. Alrighty, well, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and go into the gym and continue with the day. So I hope you guys have a beautiful, gorgeous day. Get down in the description. Get the free gift that I have to offer in the top link of the description down below. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.